Cool.
Going live. This hangout is live on air. Hey, this is Johnny Beane doing another Google Plus chat guitar chat talk today. I got David Nesdahl, I got Jeremy Hefner, otherwise known as Hef, and Rob Johnson, who has some pretty cool guitars. So hey, how are you guys doing today?
Awesome.
What's up?
Good deal. Hey, it's playoff season. Football's on Sunday. You know, hey, it is what it is.
Cool. So hey, I'll let you guys talk a little bit. I'm gonna start posting links to this to some pages.
Okay.
Sounds
So
good.
I'll be back.
You got it. Rob, play that beautiful guitar of yours. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
All right, I will just let me introduce it a little bit here. This is one of my Van Halen guitars, probably one of my most prized possessions. I've had this guitar for approximately 15 years. It is a 1985 Steinberger GL2T trans-strum guitar. It's exactly like the one that Eddie played back in the 5150 tour and the OU812 tour. Interesting story about this guitar. Back in
I'm on a chat.
no, I'm sorry, 1998 or 1999, I think. 98, 99, doesn't matter. I was looking for one, and I was surfing eBay one night, and I found this guitar. And the faceplate was not painted or anything. It was just your standard 1985 Newberg, GL2T. And the price on it at the time, I believe, was like $600, and I was like, "Wow, that's awfully cheap." Yeah, real cheap. And then I'm reading through the description, and it basically says that the trans-strum was shot. So it said the guitar plays great, but the trans-strum was shot. It had, the frets were pretty shot. The guitar cosmetically was in great shape. Just the frets needed to be redone, and it needed a new trans-strum unless you just wanted to play it standard, and not be able to transpose. So I thought about it, and at the time I was just like, maybe I'll just snag it. So I ended up getting it, and got it in, and was just amazing. It feels like a little broomstick. It's very weird to play this thing because it's so light, and without the headstock, the balance is just a little different. I can always see why Eddie didn't really like playing this guitar because it's just very strange. I mean, the only way I can actually play it decent is to play it sitting down. It's very, very difficult to play standing up because the balance is just off. However, when I got it in, I did some searching. I called my buddy Scott Smith, who's a friend of mine, and talked to him. What do you think I should do? And he talked to me about this company. At the time, Ed Roman. You guys all know Ed Roman. He was around. I think he wanted like $1 million for a new trans-strum, and I was just like, no, I can't afford that. And there was a gentleman by the name of Paul from Pikamoose Guitars out in New York.
Sure, Paul Pikamoose. I know him very well.
Yep. Him and I think his wife were a husband and wife team. I called him up, and Scott had recommended him. And I talked to him, told him what was going on. He says, tell you what, he says, send me your guitar. He says, I'll do a complete refret and put a brand new trans-strum on. And I think he did it for $1,500. So I got this guitar back, a new refret, brand new trans-strum, which is basically still like brand new because I don't play the guitar that much. And I ended up striping the faceplate, took the faceplate off, striped it up just like Eddie's, put the 5150 stickers on. They're actually not stickers, it's actually paint. I don't know if you guys can see it. Cool. Came out real good. And I kept the guitar for approximately another year and a half, and then like a total dummy, I decided one day I just didn't play it. I needed the money, so I sold it. And I'm going to tell you, 8 hours after I shipped it out, I regretted it. Totally regretted it. I said, wow, I wished I'd never sold that guitar because I'll probably never get another one back. And at the time, I had like 25 Van Halen guitars. I mean, pretty much all the striped ones, whatever. And I always wish that I had it. And I bought one of those Honers, and just to kind of have something that like it, but it never really.
I'm on a conference call.
And lo and behold, about 2 years later, I was surfing eBay one day, and all of a sudden, I see this guitar up on eBay, Steinberger GL2T. It's all striped up just like Eddie's, original case and everything. And I sent the guy, the seller, a message, and I said, hey, that looks like a guitar that I used to have. And at the time, eBay was a little bit more flexible in their messaging. You could pretty much do a lot more on eBay than you can today, and you could email people privately and all that, you know what I mean? Before they really cracked down. And the guy emails me back, and he's like, is this Rob Johnson? And I said, yeah. And he goes, hey, Rob, this is your guitar. He goes, I bought it from you a couple years back. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And he goes, the thing just sits here. I never play it. He goes, I'll tell you what. He said, I'll sell it back to you for what I paid for it, which was, I think I charged him $1,500 at the time. It was a steal, you know. He says, I'll sell it back to you for what you sold it to me for, just because I want it to go back to its original home. No big deal. And I got it back. And it's in exactly the same.
Wow.
And it's always been in. I mean, the trans trim is like brand new. The frets are all redone. You know, graphite neck, all the stuff. And I've had.
What is the profile? What's the profile on that neck? I've always wondered that. I've never asked you about it. Like, what would you compare it to?
Yeah, you're right, Dave. It is big. It's very big. I would say, I don't know. I guess I'd compare it to like a Les Paul, maybe a little bit.
Yes, like a 59, like a 58 or a 59 Les Paul. It's
wow.
It's thick in the back.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Wow.
And it's very smooth to play, but you know, I got it back and I've had it, and it doesn't get a lot of play time, but it's kind of funny because all these years I've always said to myself, boy, it'd be so nice to see Edward pull this back out again. And then Jeff goes ahead and gets a hold of Ed's, and we all saw it on the internet, so it's not a secret. And he's rebuilt it, and it looks like Ed's going to start playing us. You know, I don't know, going to speculate Sandy coming back, Dave coming, whatever, who knows. I don't care if Ed goes out and plays this thing solo. It would be great to hear Summer Nights again, you know, and it'd be great to hear
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it'd be great to hear some brand new music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
I'll
know?
just show you real quick. I mean,
It's a very unique instrument.
I got the bridge, locked up, and I'll just show you real quick. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm not going to do too much with it, but it's, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to hear, but I know what it sounds like. It does sound
Ain't no way I'm sitting. Oh, wait a minute.
It's I'm just playing through my little Roland micro cube, but I'll tell you, it's I'm not playing through my 5150. I'm just sitting down in my living room right now. And it is. It's a great little guitar. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's very light, and it feels like it's about the weight of a broom, really. You know.
Yeah.
What's the name of the guy that painted Ed's faceplate originally? What was his name? Jeff something?
Jeff Babbitt.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I contacted him actually like one time, like a couple of years ago, after me and Rob had got off the phone and we were talking about the Steinberger and stuff, and I actually contacted him about getting one of those, and he told me that he could get me one, striped and everything, and it was like $5,000, and I was like, ouch, the wife's not going for that.
Well, the thing is, the original ones went for that much money. They're expensive guitars, and the Gibson ones are like $3,500,
Yeah.
and they're not even the same quality as
Right.
the original ones.
Oh, the reissue ones?
Yeah. They're okay. I've played a Gibson one just recently. It's okay, but it's not like the ones that Jeff made in the 80s.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, Jeff Babbitt is Ned Steinberger.
Right.
He's the guy. If you have a Steinberger, you hope to God that it was Jeff Babbitt that made it.
Yeah.
And hey, Rob, if you lose the window, because I saw you got a call, if you lose the window, it's a smaller window, and you'll see like the Google Hangouts, like a green, like bubble, like what do you call it? Chat bubble in like the left-hand top.
Okay, my son keeps calling me. I tell my family, you know, I'm going to be on a chat from 3 to 4, so, you know, I'll be tied up. And, of course, you know, typical Connor, my son never fails. He'll call anyway.
Hey, Rob, I asked these guys this question yesterday,
Cool.
and David's not played one, and neither is Johnny, but have you played one of the Wampler Pinnacle pedals?
You know, I have not. I've been reading a lot on them, a lot about them. However, I've not played one yet. I tell you, I hear they're pretty good though.
I have
Right.
played one.
Every review. Oh, you have, David. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did play one, and it does get the Van Halen thing. It's hard to actually get the sound. You have to sit and mess with the dials. But once you get it, it's got that Van Halen 1 sound. You know, the first record. It's hard to really hear it unless you get the same delay and reverb setup as Ed did back then, because it just sounds like, you know, a dry overdrive. It's nice. It's very nice. You can get that sound out of the new Van Halen, the blue channel on it. You just can't keep the gain all the way up. It has to be about halfway. And
the MXR, yeah.
And then it's not so scooped sounding. It's not so heavy. But you can listen to Pete Thorne. Pete Thorne on YouTube. He does a demo with it. He has 2 demos. He does a Van Halen demo, and he does like a heavy metal demo. But the Van Halen demo that he does is very believable.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I think it's a just as good a pedal as the Pinnacle, and not as much money.
Yep.
That dude's a killer player too, man. He is awesome.
Yeah. Pete Thorne is one of my favorite all-time players.
Yeah.
Good, nice guy too. I get to talk to him a lot. He's a nice guy.
Cool.
Let me ask you guys, what did you guys think of the last tour? It's pretty amazing, wasn't it?
I didn't see it.
Oh man.
I saw it twice. I saw the 3rd show and the 6th, I think.
Yeah.
They usually come to at least New Orleans, and they didn't even come to New Orleans. The closest one was, I think, either Birmingham or Florida. You guys know I live in Mississippi, so
Right.
you know.
You know, I saw him in Hartford, Connecticut, and you know, I got the front row package, so I went and saw the sound check, and it was amazing. I mean, I actually, it's funny. I got to hang out with Matt Bruck. I went down with a friend of mine, and you know, Matt's just walking around. I've met Matt before. I've actually never met Edward. I always was hoping one day to meet him, and just, you know, not waste his time, but just thank him for, you know, making me spend hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. Just to thank him for, you know, I mean, just basically being the anthems of my childhood and adult life, you know. But I actually shook his hand back in the '04 tour. I got to shake Edward's hand, you know, when he was playing. I had tickets in the Golden Ring when he used to be in the ring, you know. But I got to hang out with Matt, chat with him for a little bit, got a couple pictures taken with him. Was hoping some way to get backstage, but, you know, with my luck, I never make it. But it was amazing, and it was just, you know, in addition to seeing the songs like Drop Dead Legs and Dirty Movies, I mean, we used to, like, fantasize about them playing those songs 10, 12 years ago. Like, you know, this is never going to happen again. And we literally just can't believe, if we could look into the future 10, 15 years, you know, 5 years, well, say 10 years, you know, before '07 when Dave came back, just wouldn't be able to believe it. And it was just, I thought his playing was, you know, he looks like the older brother of Edward from the Balance Tour. You know, he really did.
He does.
Yeah, he looks great. He looks healthy, and his playing is just phenomenal. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's great. You know, you see the Star guitar get released. You see the Unchained Circles guitar. You know, they're making all these guitars that we've been building all these years, and, you know, just they become part of you. You know, I know it sounds funny. I mean, Ed, you know, they're Ed's guitars, but we just embellish.
Well, they're part of all of our lives. It's
Absolutely.
not just. It's not a part of Ed's life. Because of him, those guitars and that sound and that band is all a part of our lives.
Absolutely.
And it's never going to go away. It's just it's it's like Elvis was for our families, our moms and dads, Right. Elvis and the Beatles. Yep. Van Halen is our Beatles.
Or the Bee Gees for mine.
Right. Rob, you were talking about, he's releasing the guitars and stuff now. I mean, we've been striping Chuck Taylors for how long now, And I've had people, stop me on the street, and they'll go, "Where'd you get those?" And I go, "I made them." And they look at me like, "Yeah, right." But, now that they're selling them and stuff, when somebody stops me now, they'll say, they sell those, you can buy those on the internet. And I'll be like, yeah, but we Van Halen freaks, we've been striping Chuck Taylors for 20 years,
Yeah, I know, and mailboxes and guitars and,
toilet seats.
Yeah, toilet seats. Remember that guy, Kyle, that used to make guitars? There was a whole bunch of stuff going on. I mean, I remember he called me one time back years ago. Dive Bomb, yeah. Just all the good stuff. But he had striped the toilet seat, I believe, and I think he sent it out to Eddie. And I thought he had said that. I talked to him on the phone one time years ago. He said he sent it out to Eddie, but... What do you guys think about the new Guitar World? That's pretty cool that Scott got to, give his Rasta to Ed. What do you guys think? You think Rasta's coming out now?
I know it is. It's the next one. There's two more that are slated. It's the Rasta and the Shark. It's not gonna be January, but they are slated to be built.
Nice. I got to be honest with you though.
Cool.
Out of all these years, and I've built and painted most of the Eddie Van Halen guitars. I mean, I don't think there's many that I haven't done over the years. But I gotta say, the one guitar, and some people are gonna, look at me with the raised eyebrows, but even more than the Frankenstein, the guitar that just always did it for me, just always did it, was the 5150.
I agree.
That guitar, just if I could have one guitar and I had to sell everything, get rid of everything, give them away, whatever, it would be the 5150. Something about that guitar from when I first saw Live Without a Net back in the 80s, I was just like, wow, that thing is it, And the 1984, I got a 1984 replica, that I did. And we all went nuts when that Japanese magazine came out. We finally saw what the back looked like, with the Z.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we all stripped them down and repainted them again to make it look right, But I'll tell you, the 5150 is just one guitar that I'm really surprised Ed has not tried to make a tribute to yet.
I agree 100%.
I know something about that too.
I'm sure it's coming.
There's a photo of me and Paul Unkert holding the replica body that I'm not sure if Chip made it, but someone made it for Ed.
Yeah.
And Paul was making a neck for it. They're just waiting to try to get a trademark for the headstock before it comes out.
Yeah, I was actually wondering how they would do that because, it doesn't, I never liked it during the 04 tour. I was right up front and I got to see it. I got pictures I took of the body, and
yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're the one
never
that took
stayed
the
in
photo.
tune either. That guitar wouldn't stay in tune. He had to, that Charvel neck that was on it, he had to widen the neck pocket to fit that neck. And I guess he may have widened it too much, but the neck would move in that pocket in 04.
Yeah.
So that's why
it just didn't look right with that neck.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Actually, I think I have a video of one of the shows. It might be Cincinnati from that tour where Ed's playing it, and it's just like the thing is like way out of tune. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, there was one
Johnny,
show.
you told me about that. What show was that?
There was one show where they started off a show with Jump, and he's playing that guitar.
Yeah, that was the Cincinnati show. Yeah.
Okay. So he plays it through that, and then he played it through whatever the next 2 songs are.
Runaround.
And then he switched to the Wolfgang after that because it went out of tune.
Humans Being, it went out of tune. He went back to his Wolfgang in midstream.
Something like that. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite guitars too. So even when it had the Strat headstock neck and the PV pickup, I thought it was still cool. I mean, it's just something about that that body,
Well,
Yeah.
I remember when I saw him in St. Louis on the '04 tour, and he brought out the 5150 with that neck on it. I was still, and I was like in awe that I was in the same room that body was in. I hated the neck, but I was losing it because my wife was with me, and I was like, the When It's Love video,
So sorry.
that's that body right there,
Yeah.
So the first time I saw that guitar was I know exactly where I was and what I was doing. It was 8 o'clock on a Saturday night in 1984. MTV showed the premiere video of Panama, and I was sitting on my mom's bed, and I watched the video, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a different guitar than the and I didn't even know Frankenstein. I didn't know what it was called. I was like, the other red one. It's not the other red one. It's a new guitar.
Yeah.
And I freaked out. I saw the headstock. It looks like an Explorer with a Strat body. I'm like, I was so excited about it. And from that moment, I was like, I'm going to have that guitar. I'm going to have one just like it. I'm going to have one. Lo and behold, look what I have.
It's funny you said that, Dave, because I remember in '84, I didn't see him live in '84. Boy, I wished I did. But
I did too. I saw them too. Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, it's funny. I never, I never really got to see the guitar up close. But I remember when I started, building the guitars. I wanted to learn how to play electric guitar all those years, and I waited and waited and waited and waited. And like I said, I didn't start playing guitar until 95, 96, when I was like, 20, 23, 24, whatever,
Yeah.
a real late start on it. But I remember I bought this Kramer Striker, with like a humbucker and 2 single coils at a guitar shop, and if it was a Kramer, it didn't matter. As long as it was a Kramer, nobody
Right.
cared. I went home,
Right.
everything down, painted it up. It looked like crap, and I was so proud of that. And then, then I started talking to guys like Scott and Jerry, and they're like giving me tips and what to do, and got
My first guitar was a Striker too. Did yours have a Floyd Rose 2 on it?
I think so. I think it might have. Jeremy,
Mine did.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember getting my first Kramer. It was 1985, and I worked the whole summer to get $700 up to get a black Beretta.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
When it was an '85, so it had the hockey stick headstock that did not come to a point. There were 2 of them, and I didn't know the difference at the time. I was young. There were 2 I could have chosen: a white one with a maple fretboard, and the black one with the rosewood fretboard.
Yep.
And I didn't take the white maple because the headstock had 1 small chip in it, like tiny.
Yeah.
And I could kick myself in the rear end.
Yeah.
Now, because to get a maple fretboard Beretta is like ridiculous. And I had the choice.
Yeah, you never see them.
I didn't choose it.
All right, I got a question for each one of you guys, out of curiosity. One word. Okay, Johnny, I'll start with you. How many guitars total do you have?
Right now, I think like 25.
Okay. Jeremy?
I've got 3 right now.
Okay. How about you, Dave?
46.
Oh, man. All right. I was 26, and now I'm down to 21. But good for you. That's awesome.
Well, not good for my pocket, but.
I was up to 50 at one point.
Were you really?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
A
crazy.
lot of Kramers.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I used to have
A lot
a
of
bunch
Kramer
of
stuff.
things.
And yeah. My first real guitar was a Kramer too. Was a Kramer Focus 1000, and I still have it. I still play it.
Oh, wow.
And I thought it was awesome because it had a Floyd Rose and a humbucker.
Hey, you guys know what I picked up last year? It was really cool, and it was actually on Craigslist. I picked up a Kramer. It was a Kramer Pacer with an original Rockinger tremolo on it, the original Eddie Van Halen bridge.
Yeah, 82. 82.
Yeah, it's an 82, and the guy was like an hour away. He was out towards the Boston area. So I drove out, and it actually had the Godot crown heads on it. I was like, whoa!
Very cool. Gold, right?
Yeah, gold. Yeah, like the ones that I've been dying to take off and put on my Kramer Ad Frank, but I'm like, I just can't get myself to do it. But so that's a pretty cool guitar. I don't play it very much, but it was kind of funny. Yesterday morning, I got up and I made my first cup of coffee, and I'm on eBay, and I found a set of Godot chrome crown heads for $75.
Wow, they normally go for about 300.
I know.
I have a set. I have a couple of sets of those.
Dave, I remember I saw your video, and I know you were looking for a chrome set. I mean, a gold set for your Kramer ad guitar, and $75. They're original Godot crown heads from the '80s, and I snagged them, so they should be coming in a couple of days. So I'm probably
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you come across a set of gold ones, let me know right away, because I do have a set of chrome ones on there. I'd like to put them as gold.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't have my Kramer ad guitar anymore. I actually gave it away a couple of months ago to a good friend of mine, and on one of the Van Halen sites, and I wished I still had it, but I'll probably do another one. But it's so hard to find those Walker-shaped bodies, unless you have it made like yours. I mean, yours is awesome.
Chris Locke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christopher Locke.
Okay.
He's the guy that me and Nick uses.
Okay.
He is the only guy you'll get a real Walker body from, and he'll make it out of any wood you want. The only reason I didn't use maple is because maple is just way too heavy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about the weight as much as as the comfortability of playing it.
You're gonna love that body. You're gonna love it when you read it.
David's it's dead on, man.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean,
that horn is so huge.
I'll send you photos of the back of the guitar, because mine is about 95% correct.
Well, it's funny because I was the guy that caught those pictures on the Sao Paulo Diver Down show back years ago, and I think I sent them to Johnny. And I'm like, guys, it's like, here's a couple of pictures of what the back of that guitar looks like. And I don't know if it was those, Dave, that you got, or maybe you got your own or whatever, but
it wasn't from you. What I did was I watched the Sao Paulo video, and I freeze framed it and took the photos from that. So that's the same idea.
Right. Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, there's another photo that just came out. Did you see another photo from one of those shows where you could actually see like the side of the guitar?
Yes. Yeah.
It was the one that Jeff Hensley posted.
Yeah. Hey, listen, my phone is about to die. My phone's about to die, and I need to get back inside. I don't want to leave, but Johnny, give Rob my number when this chat is done.
Yeah,
Rob, give me a call.
Actually, I added you to the text, so you guys are both in a text together, so you'll see.
Oh,
his number.
great.
Okay.
I'll see it in a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I got to run in about 3 minutes myself, but.
Well, hey,
I have a quick question, Rob, before
ahead.
you get off the phone, just because I want to ask everybody this.
Okay.
On the cover of Van Halen 1, that bridge that's on the Frankenstein, is that just a regular Fender tremolo? The reason
yes, from the 60s. Yes, it's a regular
the reason I asked
60s tremolo.
Why does it appear gold on the front of it? Is that just the camera light or what?
Lighting, I think.
Yeah, I believe it's the light, because it was all chrome hardware. It was just a regular Strat. That guitar was a regular Strat, for all intents and purposes.
There's a Young Guitar Mag out there, Jeremy. I'm sure Dave knows what I'm talking about. There's a Young Guitar Mag, and I have it somewhere. Actually, I just moved all my guitar magazines from my house to my apartment yesterday, and it actually shows that bridge. It is, like Dave said, it's a 60s era Fender tremolo, and actually I put one on mine. I got one on my VH1. I found one. It cost me a little bit of money a few years ago, but the funny thing is, though, guys, I don't know about you, real quick, is as much as I love the guitar because I try to keep it original, I never play it because every time I touch the damn bar, it goes out of tune, so I can't go out of Floyd,
Well, this is what you need to do, Rob. You know how, like, when you put the strings on the tuning peg posts and you tune downward from up?
Right.
Like the strings go in a downward angle?
Yep.
Go from the bottom of the tuner upward. That's what Eddie used to do, so that there's no downward angle,
and he would
stay tuned better.
Okay. You and I will talk about that sometime too, Dave, because I got a couple questions for you offline. I'll ask you about that because I've read the interviews where Eddie did that, and then he actually turned the string so it didn't, twist. So it
yeah, and the block in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know.
I need to try that. I need to try that with my OLP. Maybe it'll stay in tune better because it's it's got a regular tremolo on it. And I mean, I don't care how much you stretch strings and all that crap. And I've got the EVH Schaller tuners on it. Like the Music Man, but that thing won't stay in tune worth crap.
Try this. Use a little either nut sauce or graphite in the nut. It's probably.
I've tried that too. It still don't work. I've got a thing.
I'm not laughing.
What kind of?
Because of what I just
Where'd
said.
you go, David?
That's what it's called.
I'm trying to keep a straight face here.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, listen.
What
guys,
happened? I missed it.
I need to keep a little bit of charge on my phone, so I'll see you guys real soon. Johnny, I'll call you tonight. Hef,
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon. Rob, nice seeing you. Give me a call.
You too, my friend. Take care, Jeff.
All right,
Guys.
guys.
I'm
Bye.
going out too.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Cool. Okay, yeah, great to talk to you guys.
See ya.
And anybody who's watching this, there's going to be another one in about an hour. I'm going to have David Allen Wright on.
Oh, cool.
He has a huge collection, so make sure to check that out. And of course, this video and the next video in about an hour will be on YouTube. So.
Nice.
Hey, Rob, are you at home?
I am, but I got some family coming down in about 15 minutes, so.
Cool.
Are you
Well,
at
hey,
home, Rob?
we'll let you go. I'll let you go.
Jeremy, you and I will chat.
Okay.
I'll give you a call, my friend.
Okay, that's cool.
Absolutely. Johnny, let's catch up this week, too.
Yeah, definitely. All right, great talking to you, Rob Johnson, Jeremy Hefner, and David Nesdahl, who already bailed.
All right, I can't wait to check the video out tonight.
Cool. All right, I'll see you guys soon.
Okay, guys. Thanks.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. Are you leaving, Johnny?
Oh, I'm still here.
Oh,
No,
okay.
we got people watching this. People are actually watching. So yeah, anybody, if you're watching this, this is live. This is actually happening right now. I'll be hosting another one of these in about an hour with David Allen Wright.
I'll be there.
And he has a huge collection. It's amazing. He wanted to show off a bunch of his guitars.
Sweet.
So check it out. So yeah. So Hef, yeah, I'll be back on in about well, here, let me just end this and I'll talk to you. All right, Johnny Beane, johnnybeane.com. Bye.
See ya.